Hey, this is John from Freedom Force Talk Squad. Today we're going to talk about traps. What are traps, you say? Traps are dudes, usually young dudes, who dress like girls and try and confuse you on the internet. And it can be really weird you out. And apparently there's a big conflict on the internet right now as to whether or not traps are gay. Like, you're not allowed to ask that question, right? So I was thinking about that. I'm not comfortable looking at traps online. Like, there's that one TikTok thing that PewDiePie keeps putting on. I was looking at that. I was like, that's a male child dressed like a... But the point is, I want to talk about what I think the impulse to be a trap is. And I think it's not particularly gay. I think it's actually part of a recurring historical impulse. In the 80s, you had hair metal. You had guys wearing eyeliner, dressing in lots of hairspray, dressing up like sexy pirates, and they would wear lots of bangles and satins and whatnot. Think of bands like Poison or Motley Crue, Theater of Pain tour, right? The guys look very androgynous, almost female. Right? Because they were young, and so they're quite slim. So androgynous, almost female, because they were slim, dressed and presented themselves in a very feminine way, and were very sexual. I think that's men trying to be beautiful, because I was part of that scene, and all we wanted to do was have chicks dig us, right? And the girls looked like us. And they were very sexy, and so there was this idea. It was all about chicks, 100%. And then, if you want to go back even further, go back way back to the 18th century France, and look at how some of the musketeers and the duelists would dress. They would wear high stockings and crazy colors, and these guys were stone killers. And it was called peacocking in English, and peacocking in general, I think, is embodied in all three of these things. The 18th century swordsman, the 1980s hair metal guy, and now traps. Showing off, wearing pretty colors. And why does it end up looking feminine? Is because in some ways they're dressed in a feminine way. And why would they do that if they're not gay? Precisely because to the male mind, beautiful is feminine. So sure, it's a bit narcissistic. It's not particularly butch, but I don't think it's nearly as creepily subversive as we might think. Traps are just the latest incarnation of this impulse. So yeah, one less thing to worry about. So I just want to let you know my thoughts on traps. I want to let you know that come this springtime, we here at Freedom Force Talk Squad are going to start our walk parties. There will be walking, there will be chatting. It'll be fun. Working on what kind of music we're going to use. But yeah, the rest of that's for another day. So I'm going to let you go. I just want you to remember, freer than you think. Thanks for listening.